Hello from under the tree here today. This is turning into the Mystic Tea with Tea. What's this day? Yet I'm feeling the call to ground in nature, to breathe more, to ask you if you settle into relaxation in your body more, if you observe, if you go to sleep and fall asleep, expecting best possible outcomes and breathing out and truly relaxing your body and allowing yourself to wake up and do your morning routines and rituals, and that you observe what is flowing, what is moving, that you can appreciate what does not flow, what does not move. There may be a reason for it that you can't see. It may be divine protection, redirection, yet what is for you will always open, will expand. And I definitely had those experiences where things that I had been wanting yet had been approaching in the different energetics have just become a lot more natural and easeful since I was observing that I was more natural and at ease in my body and in allowing this mantra again that I've shared in previous videos. I'm good either way. And it's not to be so detached as in that you don't care, yet you know from the intention of your desire and dream that it's already created, it already exists. You may not know the exact form, yet you know that even more is unfolding right here, right now, and it could be even more blissful and magical than you imagine. I'm guided to ask you what impresses you, to be aware and wary that of what you may feel is impressive to you in terms of other people or success. And I'm recollecting connecting with the clients once and asking them to write down the names of three people that they admire, and then to ask the question of which one of those they felt was most successful, and then which one of those was leading from their heart, that they felt a loving action or intention behind their success or focus or their reality creation or what they had created and brought into being, and which was on a frequency of feeling that that person was actually genuinely at peace and contentment within themselves, as in that they were not only successful, yet happy in their success, content. Because there's many people in today's world that may be very successful financially, yet be poor in relationships and connection and not actually be fulfilled within them in their own energetics, that they're feeling good within themselves, they're feeling at peace with themselves, they're feeling that they like and love themselves, their own energy, and they have loving connections, and they're creating a heaven on earth in a way that you can see that surrounding them, or you can see that in their environment, or you can see that they're in deep reverence for appreciation of life, and that they feel connected to that, and they're creating that and bringing that about from their being. And it may not be through connection, yet you can feel that that person is just genuinely admitting an aura or a presence or an energy of satisfaction, of bliss, of feeling good within themselves, or focusing on the good, because you what you focus on is what expands and grows. So where your focus goes, energy flows. And how we're all here to ultimately have the opportunity to align and connect with our own reality creation and our unique version of heaven on earth, and how that can differ for each one of us. Some of us may pursue having more time in nature because that gives us a sense of aliveness and enrichment and grounds and anchors and connects us. Especially if you're an old soul, you may find that you need that for your energetics, because others' energies or certain environments may be taxing on your energetics. You may feel that you are very influenced by that and need to be clear in within your own field, and in which case being in the forest or around trees is highly beneficial to your energy, to align you in clarity, to be clear in your field so that you can show up in service and mission work in your expression, or simply just being in your joy because you're more in your own energy and allowing that to come from you, if that resonates. Other people thrive in cities and in being in offices that are creative, that are where people can get together and brainstorm and be innovative and plan and create great things together that can benefit humanity, and that can be wonderful for innovation and creativity and merging technology or art and everything with their insights and with their intuitive intelligence and their brilliant minds and hearts, and coming together to work on that. And there's people that may like to dabble in both and to have some experiences where they integrate into those environments and yet retreat and restore and recalibrate in their field and come back into their own energy. And that may be following certain rhythms. I'm obviously speaking about this very randomly because they're messages for some of you who may feel that you're being called into new environments. Let me know if that resonates for you. Do you feel that recently you felt constrained or constricted in the current reality or environment that you're in, and there's a need to step out? There's a need to move to a bigger place or to a more expansive place or somewhere that has more, it's more open, or it has better views, or it has better arts that inspires you and supports your creative process, that it's around energies of others who are aligning with your vision and mission, or who are highly creative and successful, so that you can expand in your energetics to be more that frequency and to create more. And to it may feel to you at this time that you're in environments or around people that are no longer serving your growth, and that it keeps you stagnant or stuck somehow, and the feeling the need to break into the new. And it's not anything inherently bad or wrong. You can have gratitude for that signal and that message. And even if you're feeling a pushback, or you're feeling people projecting fears, worries, or doubts, or they were thinking it's from their lens and their own sense of reality creation, what is right or wrong, how you should live life, which is personal and individual to everyone, and not necessarily going to align with your unique calling or your knowing and your intuitive intelligence within you as to what you're believing to be true and possible for your own reality creation. That is the power of your free will, to create as the creator of your reality as you choose, and to break out of limitations that you may feel are your own or being projected onto you by another. Do let me know if that's resonating. If you feel that you're called to move location, move into a bigger, more expansive home, to connect with other people who are where you want to be on frequency, from a frequency standpoint, people who have blazed their own trail, because you're wanting to get even more on that trajectory. So you want to be around people who've been through some of the obstacles and challenges that you may be navigating, and able to share their wisdom with you so that you can align far more clearly and succinctly, and feeling empowered and feeling that you have that loving connection and you've got that frequency resonance in your reality, which helps to expand your energetics and helps take you where you want to go, whether that is being somewhere more expansive that has more natural settings, whether it's moving to a city that has more opportunities or potential for you to grow, or that it has the option of both, so that you can harmonize that as you continue to expand in your container and energetics, and create more. And you're asked to be in the energy of play. Like, wouldn't it be fun? Couldn't I go here? Like, what if I did that? What if I contacted this person? Like, what may be coming to you? You may be receiving some nudges. So am I going to the cards that have come out for today? We've got Trust the Niggle. So the intuitive nudge, or what you're feeling in your body, what your body wants, that ultimately you want to be feeling safe, you want to feel calm, you want to feel inner stillness. You also want to feel expanded into potential of magic and aliveness and fun and play and possibility and growth and enjoyment and satisfaction and creativity and fulfillment and authentic connection and love. So this brings me back to something that ties in with all of that so far. I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's just all kind of coming out. Yet there are people who want to be more successful, who align themselves with certain energies because they believe that it will be a stepping stone to getting them to where they want to be. So they may align with certain brands or names. And yet the question is there, and this has come to me before in wanting to speak on this, align more with the frequency than the name or the brand or the aesthetics or how something looks. Tap into how it feels, because that is going to take you a lot further in alignment with who you are and what resonates with you, and to truly feel harmonious in your energy. That if you're wanting to become big or be well known, really become more successful or attract financial opportunities, it's not just about going after big names and being famous or recognized or well known. What about how it brings you personal satisfaction and contentment and fulfillment? Would you not, is the question coming? It definitely resonates for me in terms of highest values. Would you rather connect with somebody who can take you to where you want to go, but not have any real connection with them? Or would you rather really bounce with somebody and feel that there's authenticity there, that you're more the expression of yourself, that it comes out even more like chemically in relationship? Because that's what relationship does, that you are a certain version of yourself around the energy that of another person that you may be with, and it can draw out sides of you, and you can be aware of whether or not you feel that you are adjusting yourself somehow, which you should never be doing. You should always allow yourself the freedom to be your authentic self and to speak your truth and to just share your voice and to just be yourself, that you're not pandering to anyone, you're not dimming yourself down, you're not people pleasing, you're not staying quiet when you want to speak up and tell the truth, even if it's inconvenient or uncomfortable for the other person, because you're truly rooted in the knowing of who you are. That when you're around other people who have that frequency and who are not willing to betray themselves or self-abandon, who have claimed the fullness of their being and are authentic about it, they would draw out more of your authenticity, and there can be great buzz and connection and satisfaction in that, or perhaps even truth being ignited, and that does serve your growth and expansion. So the question there is, are you following the frequency? Are you following the frequency of what's allowing you to be more authentic to you and your highest values? Because ultimately that's serving your heart and your mission and your expansion in a more potent way than following aesthetics or logical thinking or what you think is going to help you or work with you. But to follow it more easily and more potently comes when you are connected to your own heart and you are connected to being your most authentic self, that you can attract in these aligned experiences, or you will know energetically who is on that path or on the trajectory to creating and expanding on more of that. And you'll want to align with those specific energies because you'll know that they're in alignment with their highest values too. And then therefore that expands even more of that creation. Is this resonating with you? And it's guided to speak on that. It personally do find tremendous value in that myself, and how I'll share as storytelling here that I had wanted to create this retreat earlier on this year, which did not quite come together. And rather than feeling deflated or flat about that, I saw it as a sign that it was not aligned. The energies were not aligned. The energies of me and people who ran the location were not in alignment. It was a frequency mismatch, and that was why it couldn't unfold. It couldn't go anywhere. And then coming back to opening the energetics for that, the container of feeling there's the desire to step forward and to lead and to create more again. Then it came about that the energies were aligning more, that things were flowing, when things were for easier and just organically happening. And there was a greater, I was observing, sense of satisfaction and contentment on all sides in this building, and the willingness to have the deep discussions and to be transparent and truthful and to lay everything out on the table. And what was very interesting is there was an ownership of darkness, in people that were present for discussions, and people being very clear and transparent about who they are and what they want and what they expect and their requirements. And it feeling very refreshing, and how there was humor injected into the situation and lightness and the focus on that of when you can own your darkness and still be in play and lightness and authenticity, it feels feels real. It's true. It feels like there's no need to ask. It's performative, and it just becomes natural and easy because it's more authentic rather than the love and light approach, which doesn't accept or allow space for the totality. There, it's surface level. There's no depth again. And that was why it just did not work out, because it was missing that depth. And then when you have to commit to going deeper with yourself about what you truly require and desire in order to activate that in you in relationship with yourself, so that you can be more authentic and experience that in your connections with others. And through this process of connecting with other locations of with people who I felt were far more authentic in frequency, it gave me a sense of joy, because not only are you creating what you're desiring to create, you're also building connection in the process. And that, to me personally, was giving me a greater sense of inner fulfillment and joy and playfulness, and how you could be in your fun in process. So it's so important to find the ways that you can be in fun and playfulness in the process of your creation. It so matters in the now moment. It's not about striving for some end goal, that you can be in your process and making progress with it, yet feeling in flow in your energy, feeling in harmony, feeling that you're not willing to settle for less than what you want and what you know is possible and available to you. That's so important in not settling. I was guided as well as I was walking this morning to speak on how, if you have a very authentic and present energy, like very present to the now, and you hold safety and you're used to facilitating and holding space for other people, that can be very common, is people will tell you everything because they're in an energy of truth. They will reveal a lot of truths with you. And if you've had those kind of experiences, you may also experience pushback later on, or some weirdness in the energy, which is not your fault. It just seems to be the unfolding. That sometimes people who end up revealing a lot to you because you have that general energy and can support people opening up and being more present and revealing aspects of themselves, they may come away and say to themselves, I certainly had this experience of people in real time saying, like, how did you get that out of me? What did you do? Just being myself, I'm just here listening, and you share what you feel you need to share. Yet sometimes people can feel resentful at you knowing certain things about them, that perhaps they may look back and feel, I wish I hadn't said that or revealed that, or I wish he didn't know this about me. When ultimately, the more you speak your truth, the more you're lightening yourself and your energy. So it is actually wonderful for your health and your well-being. So you should never feel bad about that. This is resonating for you. You should never feel bad about that or regret it or feel that you're taking on someone else's emotional experience if they have later come to some kind of mental energy of wondering why or regretting having shared things with you, when if that's the design of your energy, if that's your energetic signature, if you create space for you and allow the unfolding of that, it can activate and it can trigger others, that it serves their well-being. Because the more you speak and share your authenticity, the more you're in a creative process, the more you're true to yourself, and the more you receive. So if you're a content creator and you're channeling messages and you're sharing things and you're wondering about the value that you put out there, actually, the more you speak, the more you receive, the more you are given. You are an infinitely endless, unlimited supply of knowledge and wisdom to share. The more you speak, the more you receive, the more you are given, the more you can share again. And it's endless. And then the more we keep things in, the more we don't share our truth, the more we're stagnant in our own energy, the more we're not expressing ourselves, and we can't possibly receive then more information, because it's like we're full with what we currently have. Does this resonate for anyone? Because I've found that the more I share from a point of consciousness, or share some creation, or express a truth about myself, the more I feel lighter in my energy and how I allow myself to be witnessed in voice and visibility. And the more I feel like I'm just being myself, the more it's natural, the more I feel in harmony with my energy, the more that flows to and through me, more receptive I become, the more synchronicities around that. And it's within your personal power to decide on your sovereign boundaries as to what you choose to reveal and share about yourself, and what you choose to have remain hidden or have remain at the disclosure to people that are in your inner circle or people that you feel that you trust or feel the most safe with. Yeah, I do really do feel that the more you're at complete peace with who you are, the less it is you have to hide, the more visible you're willing to be, the more you're willing to share, the more you're willing to make your stories be lessons of wisdom and medicine and alchemy for others, and how it may support them, and how it may uplift another person, how it may resonate with someone else, how it may make someone else feel less alone in the world, or that they're ignited and inspired to also share their voice in visibility, which can have an incredibly positive ripple effect. And it can unlock abundance and flow that you feel an overflow of giving, and from that frequency, you abundantly receive so much gratitude. I mean, again, here this morning in preparation for events and things, I was washing dishes in the sink with so much gratitude. Like, I'm so happy to be here doing this. I really appreciate this person who's helping me in cooperation, in building on things together. And I'm so grateful to do this favor for them, because I'm always so willing to pour into what pours into me. And if you are an old soul who has experienced a lot of rejection or abandonment or betrayal or feeling let down by people, you so appreciate when someone does show up and you're trusting yourself again to open up to new people in a new level, and allowing your walls down and allowing more love in, and feeling that it goes to a whole new level, that you have more discernment, yet you are so willing to pour into who pours into you, and you know better. That may resonate for some of you, if you're feeling that you're there, that you've got these new connections coming in, more authentically loving, more expansive, on building something that serves a vision or a mission that's close to your heart, and feeling you're aligning more with people who are truly in their heart, and that there's more love created from you in that connection and collaboration and community. And if that's one of your values and you align with that, it can only expand and grow, because your energy goes where you put your focus, that's where it flows. And especially if you can be in a sense of adventure and in a sense of fun with those energies, and bringing about something that brings you enjoyment, then that really enriches and expands you. It gives you more aliveness, more enthusiasm, more preparing energetic profiles for people coming for a leadership event this weekend. And just so excited about things that have come to me, some intuitive insights, things that I've been doing research on. And I'm excited about connecting with these individuals. And what had come to me then was offering the opportunity for some of you who may want to connect with me online for a group coaching. If I were to open space for 5 people to step in for a group coaching experience, where I may facilitate that profile, run down the energetics and frequency, where be getting a sense of you, any subconscious fears, limitations, how to make your next breakthrough. I'll be absolutely delighted to facilitate that. If you'd like to be one of those 5 people for that container of experience of your inner and outer expansion, I'll also send you a copy of my book. Drop me an email, because I just felt the call this morning to create that offering for a small container of 5 people to very potently work together and to share in that expansion at an online event. So if that's for you, drop me an email. Okay, I've gone through the secret. You may feel that some hidden information is revealed to you. And I also wanted to speak on this from the point of people revealing secrets to you. Don't take it personally if they later come to resent that you know something. That it has nothing to do with you. That you have shown up and offered a valuable service in allowing something that was hidden to be brought into truth, and that has served someone's health and well-being. So congratulations for that, and leave the rest. You're guided to connect with the energy of little children, and little children, they wouldn't remain stuck in those situations. They are very clear in their boundaries, what they want, what they don't want. They say no, they have a fight with someone, they're over it, they're on to the next thing. They don't stay in overthinking or remain stuck in emotional experiences in the same way. Their focus is perpetually shifting into, okay, now what's over here? Now where can I go now? What's happening? And that you're guided to be in that lightness of being and following the childlike nature of your true spirit. Two other messages come from Paul Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle for you today. If you feel that you identify with being a seer, with the clairvoyant, it's asking you to trust beyond what you see at this time, that there is more unfolding that you cannot see, that unseen forces are working in your favor in ways that you can see. And they're simply aligning with, I know everything is working out for me. And if you feel, what's coming to me now is, if you feel that you've been the seer in your family, to know that you have ancestors who also had this gift. And if you connect with your grandparents, great grandparents, to know that through your lineage that this gift and blessing has been passed down, and therefore you can give gratitude and appreciation for that, regardless of what your family dynamics may be like. Clairvoyance isn't just about predicting the future, it's about being able to see clearly enough to create your best future. You're being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know that you are in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so your experiences can be more enjoyable. You're moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening. So stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. And this is really what's happening collectively in global consciousness right here, right now, that the 3D timelines are collapsing more and more, and we're merging more with the 4D consciousness. I've felt and seen, and I know and I'm aware that other people are speaking on this right now. And you may feel that you're back and forth between two realities, that you know that you can be in your play and your thriving and your enjoyment, and you can feel that in your body, but you can feel and see glitches and tap into the sensation of that reality. And then you may experience the density of the 3D, and you're asked to align more with that 4D consciousness while giving acceptance, grace, and compassion for the dissolution of these structures that are dissolving, and these paradigms that are melting away, that are being dissolved from your programming. It's conditioning that's being released. So you're aligning even more with the energy of, oh, like more abundance and joy and bliss and ease and flow and softness and gentleness is available to me. And the best way that you can align more fully with that is to be in simplicity and ease, to allow yourself inner stillness, to slow down a little, to relax in your body a bit more, to have a nap throughout the day, even if you create space for that, and set an intention before surrendering to that rest on how you're wanting to feel in your body, how the best possible outcome would look, and that you're giving some focus attention in your thought forms and your emotional sensation in your body to that experience as you fall asleep. And you may wake up finding that some solution has flowed right to you, because in that surrender and that relaxation, things can come into your energy field, because you're not in an energy pushing and striving and forcing, being overly productive, yet also allowing the harmonizing of masculine and feminine energy, of being feminine and receptive, that you're assuming, of course, it's happening. Of course, things are flowing to me. It's natural. It's as natural as nature. I don't need to push anything, because everything is flowing and coming right to me through the energy of magnetism. And your sexual energy is quite potent there if you ignite that sacral fire and even call out mantras and repeat them and say, of course, I always get what I want. Of course, everything works out for me. Of course, everything goes my way. And not that you're pushing or striving or having to make it happen, yet it's more natural, it's easy, it's simple. It's, of course, that you're no longer getting so surprised when things actually do work out for you, but it becomes a more of course, like this is my new normal. This is my new reality. This is my heaven. In my heaven, things are softer, gentler, more relaxed, easeful, blissful, beautiful, harmonious, loving, tender. There's appreciation. There's value and reverence given to things. I trust that as I show up, everything unfolds magically and wonderfully for me. You can keep setting the intention to claim it, to state it in your energy, to feel it, to breathe it into your body, and to feel good, and to allow yourself to feel good, to constantly do that work that you no longer allow yourself to be in an energy of suffering. And if you are neurodivergent and you find you follow different cycles of when you were lit up in focus mode and in a creative process, and other times where you feel you don't know who you are or what's happening or what's going on, or you feel you're sinking into some state of depression, that is the body's way of asking you to realign with your unique rhythms, to allow yourself to rest, to allow yourself to journal, to reflect, to be in nature, to do things that bring you satisfaction and joy, so that new focus and intention and clarity and creativity come back in again, in which case your productivity will ramp up again in your own unique flow. And it's not anything to do with the way you see things as normal in society, because you have your unique rhythm. That is the point of that. And so if you feel cycles of where you dip down, they are always invitations to slow down, to get simple, to declutter, to detox the body, to have more rest, to be gentle to yourself, to be kind to yourself, to give yourself compassion, to ultimately be loving of yourself, because then everything is far more harmonious for you and you deserve that. Final message is drumming and journeying. This is just making me think of shamanic journeying, which I have done under this tree. Had experiences of when everyone in the circle went into the experience, I was seeing everyone around me in the circle as their spirit animal and was sharing afterwards what animal I saw. And they were dumbstruck by how the animal I had identified was the animal that they felt that they connected with in their experience. So it was like mind blowing, and just goes to show that what is in the unseen is very real, and that magic is real. And the more you connect with it, the more it's undeniable. And the more it's undeniable that you have magic within you, and you can be a powerful reality creator of creating the reality that you prefer moment to moment. You're very connected to other worlds at this time. The wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. The drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination, but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become reality. Dreams come true, know it, and live it. And you create your reality and your dream from within you, in your energetics, in your mind, body, and soul. I want to see if I'm guided to any page in my book or any of the final comments to share. Wow, it's opened up on intentional creating, crafting your life with purpose. Get clearer on defining your vision for clarity or with momentum. Consider the cost of not being free to yourself, pursuing the dreams in your heart. So rather than the cost of what would happen if you did go that way, what would be the cost if you don't? What will be the cost of not following your dream? What will be the cost of not being yourself?